Somebody finally made tow hooks for the FL5 and I got them. What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Should be, I'm hoping, a fairly simple install video today. So Evasive has made a front tow hook adapter for the FL5. I was really waiting for them because they made one for the FK8 as well. Most everybody was using the Evasive front adapter. I'm happy to say that they made one for the FL5 now. I didn't even know they were available, and I was just messing around their website, and before they even officially announced it, it was on their website for a few hours, like the night before, and I just grabbed them, and then the next day they announced them. So I got them real quick. I might be one of the first ones, but here they are. In the box, it got here really quick. Let's open it up. There it is. All right, and it's interesting because it looks like there's a template that comes with it too, which leads me to believe there might be some cutting involved here. I guess we'll see what that's like. There's a bracket itself. So according to Evasive, this entire apparatus along with the tow hook should be able to hold up to 3,000 kilograms. And this is the rear piece, I believe. I got yellow. I feel like yellow complements the urban bamboo quite well. Bolts. And this is probably the extension arm, or for the rear rather. Not extension arm, but the rear tow hook. Yeah, this is a rear tow hook. Yeah, it looks pretty good. All right, got to pull the bumper off, so let's get to doing that. One stubborn clip that I forgot at the top of the bumper was holding the whole thing up. All right, got the bumper off. Pretty easy once you've done it a couple of times. Let's take a look and see where this template is supposed to go. Align, so it says align to molding seam left side. Okay, and then this says align to molding seam right side. Okay, you got to cut the pieces off separately. Okay, so let's cut these off first. All right, pieces are cut separately. See if I can get some light here. There we go. And then it says align to molding seam left side. This goes on the right side. Where on the right side is a question. All right, so I'm having trouble figuring out where or how this template lines up on the brake duct. It's not really super obvious, so I pulled the bracket out to see where it looks like it's going to bolt in, and it looks like it's going to bolt in right here, which means I probably need to take this guy off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this thing off first, just to kind of see and understand maybe better what they want me to do with that thing. So let's go ahead and pop this little shrouding piece off here. Let me show you guys what I'm doing here. So there was a 10 mil bolt here, there was another 10 mil bolt here, and you got these clips on the top here that hold it in. There's 4 of those, so let me pop those out real quick. Here, pretty easy. Okay. All right. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure the bracket bolts in right here and down here. As you can see, it'll be like this, and there's 2 holes on either side at the bottom as well. So, all right. So the template. Now I can tell the template is obviously to cut out part of the brake duct, so this isn't in contact with it. So now that I understand that, let's see how this template then lines up. Okay, so I put the right hand side in first. I put the right hand template in first because it seemed to make the most sense. It tells you to align this with the right edge, which I did. And then there's a cutout here. If you can see, there's a cutout here, which I assume is a part that needs to be cut out. So using that same logic, I then put the left-hand side to the left edge, and then I assume this voided area here is what needs to be cut out. But if you go up here, none of it aligns. Like look at that. This side is overlapping. This side is overlapping the right side, and there's this chunk of paper right here. So I don't know. You know, based on how it looks like it's gonna fit on the crash beam, I think I'm gonna follow the curve of the left side template, and if it looks like it overlaps the right side, I'm just gonna continue the line of the left side bracket. Let me just do what I'm thinking, and then I'll show you guys what I did. Okay, let me show you what I did. So I taped over the edge on the left hand side. So I just drew a line where the edge kind of continues, and then up top I followed this edge right here where my finger is. God, the focusing is awful. So what I did is I followed this edge right here, and I drew a line. I drew a line that brings it down, followed the line that then meets with the edge of the right side template. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to Dremel this out, that area out, all the way around, because when I test fitted it to this, that's kind of what it looked like it was going to need to do anyways. All right, I cut out with a box cutter the overlapping edge where I kind of marked it with a Sharpie, and now this looks like what it should be. That to me looks like the portion that needs to be cut out so the bracket can fit. Evasive, make a better template. All right, not the cleanest cut I've ever made, but I think it will get the job done. It's out of sight, so you're not really going to see this piece anyhow. But that to me looks like it is a correct way to cut it, but we're going to find out here in just a hot second. Yeah, so there's no way in heck that's going to bolt up to the crash beam without cutting more of this out. So that was a fail. All right, so what I did, I'm just gonna take the brake duct off so I can like cut it properly. There's a 10mm bolt in there, and then there's a 10mm bolt down here, and then you can just pull this brake duct out just like this, which honestly I probably should have done from the beginning, because I might have been able to fit the template on there properly. Oh well, live and learn. All right, so not sure if the camera's gonna pick it up, but I, with a Sharpie, drew out where I think I'm gonna need to cut. This is really all trial and error here, guys. The template just isn't that great, to be totally frank. Maybe I'm using it completely wrong. If somebody knows in the comments down below, maybe from someone from Evasive, if you're watching this video, if I use the template wrong, please tell me what we need to do it correctly. But here I am doing things again for the first time for you guys, so I'm eyeballing it. This is what I'm going to go with right here. Well, I really don't know if that cut is going to work, but it's too damn late now. Oh boy. What's the saying? Measure once, cut 3 or 4 times. Wow. I mean, it still seems like I need to cut a pretty good chunk off still. You know what? I think I can bolt this in and then mark where it's hitting here and then just cut out what I need to. So I'm probably going to do that. Holy moly, this is way more work than I anticipated. So I had to take the headlight out because these bolts are so long they will not clear this bracket underneath the headlight, and there's no way to get, there's not enough clearance to unbolt just the bracket from the headlight, so you gotta take the whole headlight out to get these bolts. Crazy. Way more work than I thought this would be, and way more complicated than the FK8 front tow hook, that is for sure. So now should be able to bolt this bracket in, but before I do that, I'm just going to mock it up here, put these bolts in just far enough. All right, make my new outline from my markings, cut out the new piece. I think we should finally be good to go. Final cutout done. All right. This thing is a PETA to install. It is not fun. Not fun at all, Evasive. So, I mean, granted, this is like the first release of this product, you know, so I'll cut them a little bit of slack, but I'll put a picture in the video. But this hole was not lining up at all. No matter what kind of pressure I put on it, there was no real gap on this side, so it wasn't like this wasn't pushed in enough, but there was no clearance. So I took my Dremel stone grinder. I just rounded out. You know, it probably compromised the structural rigidity of this a little bit, maybe. I mean, it wasn't much that I needed to shave, but I shaved off a little bit on the inside, just enough to squeeze this bolt past. And I still had to squeeze it past. And then, once I got the bolts in, I took a mallet, pounded them in so they would push all the way through. And you have these fixed nuts down here. It's underneath the bracket. So the fixed nuts are underneath this. You can't really see it right now. But that hole was not lining up with the hole for the tow hook adapter bracket. So the only way I could get that to line up is by standing on this thing. I was literally putting all of my weight right there, just like that, while I was using a power tool to screw this in so it would then clear the hole on the bottom. So anyways, then once it gets through the hole in the bottom, there's a washer and nut that the kit comes with, two of them, one on this side, one on that side. Put those in with some Loctite, tighten everything down, and now it's finally in. So now I just got to put the headlight back in, the little plastic bracket that goes across here, if it will even fit with this. I mean, that's one thing we got to take a look at too. That's probably the next little challenge. Let me get the headlight back in first. Brake duct is bolted back in, so we're good there. All right, so this is what I was worried about. This shrouding here, and that's all it really is. It doesn't offer any type of crash support. It's really more meant to direct air, which is definitely a good thing to have. Anytime you can direct air exactly to where you need it, you know, that's definitely a good thing. But from what I can tell, because of the bracket that is now there, you'd have to cut out like a sizable chunk out of this thing, and I really don't want to do that. It's not just trimming. I mean, it's a chunk, because the bracket kind of sits right here. The bracket would like the top of the two holes for the bracket line up with these two holes right here, so almost this whole chunk would have to go away, and that whole, I mean, almost a foot of the shrouding wouldn't even be there. So I just don't think it's worth it. I'm just gonna leave it out. All right, I've never really had issue with putting the bumper back on, but today I definitely did, because you got to line the nub that sticks out for the tow hook with the brake vent hole. So just so you see the actual hole that it goes through, it's one from the top. So one hole up here above the bracket, and then the next hole down is where the bracket pokes through. I can't believe I just did that, guys. I cannot believe I just did that. So as I was using the crescent wrench to tighten down the bolt back here, I wasn't paying attention and I hit my wrap. Oh my God. Dude, I'm so over this install. This sucked. It's finally done. Finally got the car put back together. I cleaned up all the mess. That kicked my ass. There it is. First look at it, guys. I'll get some more pictures. I like it. I think the yellow looks good with the wrap. Let me know in the comments below, guys. Let me know if you like the yellow with the wrap. But I'm digging it. And then I got the rear. I didn't do video of the rear just because it's pretty hard to mess that up. I mean, you just take the cap off and literally screw it in. So the rear is simple, and that's why I started with the front first, because I knew that was going to be a little bit more difficult. But holy moly, way more difficult than the FK8 tow hook adapter. And man, I nicked my wrap, but you know what? That's okay. I can live with it. It protected the paint underneath, so thank goodness for that. The bumper's back in, headlights back in. Yeah, so that is it for today's video, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope this was helpful in some way. I'm hoping that EVS will maybe update their adapter to fit a little bit better, because it definitely took some work to get it to go in. You know, maybe not all the adapters are exactly the same, so the one you get might fit perfectly. But the template was a little bit clumsy to work with. You know, I kind of had to eyeball it and cut my own, make my own cutout to where I think it would fit. Definitely some first install challenges there, but we made it work. So anyways, let me know what you guys think of the install. If you guys want to see more of these types of things in the future, I might try to get a quick jack so I can do more work on the car myself. But that is it for today. Thank you for watching. Until next time, stay hungry, stay fast, stay tuned. I'm Michael Baxi, and I'm out.
Okay, I've been working like 3 jobs. Probably why I never see ya. Probably why I never have time for the fake friends I won't be ya. Oh God, I've been running now. Up early when the sun is out. Not setting out my own soul, but those real ones, they coming out. Oh look who's reaching out. Old friends wanna feature now. They don't work, so they need it free. Ooh, you reaching out from the west side of that old town, but it's